Morning everyone, week 40 update I think we're up to. It's just after 4 AM and we're back on the road. So it's a weekly update. I'll get my head around it in a minute. It's a little bit chilly. I think it's only, let's have a look, could be more than 4 degrees, I would think. 2 degrees. 50% less. So here we are. It's some exciting stuff happening at the moment, I'd have to say. We've obviously got our hotels, motels, caravan parks. That's a lot of our core business. Has been for a number of years, and likewise with our residential, but our residential have really been probably about 40% happy with the clients over the last 39 years and just ticking them over. So that part's been good, but it's there's a massive amount of opportunities there to add value, and that's what it comes back to. I think that I've noticed in recent times. It could be a product of a number of things. Old age. But what we're finding is the level of service offered to clients, to vendors and to buyers. It's not what it once was in my eyes, and I'll say that and just give a couple of reasons. I suppose that back in the day, and I suppose all old people, and I remember my uncle and my father talking about it, my average commission was about between $500 and $700 per sale, and to hold your desk was, you were doing 2 or 3 a week. You were selling. Hello, Richard. Look, come up and say hello. Up. Hello. Oh, thank you. Now, yeah, obviously my travelling partner, business partner on the back there, he just gives me a tap whenever we start early or start at this time. He makes sure that his walk is not forgotten, and it never is. It's once we hit daybreak, we stop and have a play and everything. So going back to it, yeah, we were selling 3 a week. So, and then you're selling on Friday afternoons. You get on the phone and sell, yes, Richard, and sell land to hit your targets, and they were just targets. They weren't KPIs back then. And hold your desk. Quite regularly, the bottom people were asked to leave, and that was the environment. We had Brian and Paul White and the Whites would come out and call our auctions on a Saturday afternoon. So yeah, it was all obviously a lot different, but what I'm going all the way back to is that you're doing a higher volume, so you had a better just better skills. Not only that, you're helping your other team members. So by doing a lot more activity, you upskill very, very quickly. Whereas now, I suppose people are selling one property a month or auctioning one property every 3 months, and their skill level just isn't, and it's not their fault, it's just the way it is now. And you can go out and get that skill. I'm not saying you can't, I'm just saying that that's the opportunity for us, is that we have that skill with thousands of auctions over the years. And I'm just going to turn this light off. I've got a truck coming at me. Yeah, it's a matter of that's the opportunity, that we're doing 5 to 10 auctions a month in, month out, year in, year out, and we have the skill level to maximise the sale and also help the buyer through the process. And it's something that I was taught back in the 80s, back in 86 when I started, that we are paid by the vendor, but you do have to help the buyers. And it hasn't changed, because one of my mentors, Tony Fountain, he was one of my coaches in the 90s, fantastic auctioneer. And he said, don't forget, this isn't stock auctions, it's not horse auctions, it's not fruit and veggie auctions where the buyers are there every week. This is a situation where they may only ever go and bid and buy at an auction two times in their lifetime. So it's quite daunting to go out and spend millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'd never ever forgotten that. So we spend a lot of time with our vendors and buyers about this process, and it's very important that we do that. So that's why we're back in Paddo, back in Double Bay and the surrounds, and we're pretty excited. So we're heading into Paddo at the moment. I'm going in there. We've got an amazing lady coming on board I should say, and she'll spearhead the Paddo, but I'll be there every step of the way as well as doing my hotels, motels, caravan parks out on the road as we are right now. So you can guarantee that we'll be in the market all the time, whether it's a lot of the old-fashioned stuff, looking for buyers for our vendors, on the phones, on the doors, networking. We've got networking seminars coming up, some great ideas coming through from Priscilla. And that's the beauty of getting somebody in that's got a ton of sales experience, a real sales experience, not managing, actually getting face to face. Yes, Richard, come up and say hello again. Hello. I know. And that's pretty exciting. It's exciting because I've been doing it, all the sales side, on my own for quite some time. It's pretty exciting bringing someone else in with some fresh eyes and enthusiasm there. So that's going to be awesome, just to see that career take off, and it certainly will with what I've seen already. It's fantastic. So the market in general, all the processes that we have in place now are working extremely well. we had market correction, and that wasn't in the luxury homes. It was more in the hotels, motels, caravan parks with lending. Lending criteria dramatically changed on the 1st of July across almost all the lenders, and it's not really well known, but it's a reality that a lot of the lenders are no longer lending on populations under 20,000 in the hotels, motels and petrol stations. Which means that you do need funding from somewhere else if you're buying, and if you're selling, it's something you've got to take into consideration, that it may take longer because the buyers can't raise finance from the traditional lenders, and that's even second tier lenders like Latrobe are no longer as active in our market, which is a bit of a shame, but they've been burnt, and I don't blame them. And yeah, it's just a case where I suppose it's a bit of a reality check of hotel prices and motel prices getting out of hand a wee bit, but we're back to fair market value. So we're looking at October 31, our next auction. That's not far away. I think we've got about 14 days before we close off. I would get in early. We are probably tweaking a few things in presentation, flooring, all that sort of stuff for the luxury homes. We're going through having a little bit more involvement in that area, and certainly motels, hotels. Feel free to go back on my YouTube videos, but I reckon for 3 years I've been telling everyone, if you're looking at selling, make sure you're banking your cash and showing a profit. Banking your cash and showing. This idea of saving yourself a few dollars, saving yourself a few dollars in taxes by minimizing your taxes coming up to the sale. I don't care what you do prior, but you've got to show an income, and if you're minimizing tax all the time, it's just a recipe for disaster. I'll give you an example. A property that should be worth $3 to $5 million doesn't show a profit. Now you want somebody to come in and buy it and trade it. They're coming off the average salary of $150 each, so $300,000 on 40 hours a week, and you want them to work 7 days a week, and you're showing a $50,000 or an $80,000 profit. No buyer, including this one, would even contemplate that. So show a profit, pay your tax, give them some reason to buy your hotel or motel. It's not hard. It really isn't. And you're the one that's stopping the sale. For what? Saving a few dollars in taxes. It's inconceivable to me to lose millions of dollars in your sale just because an accountant wants to minimize your tax. Think like you're the buyer for your property just for a second, and then you might understand where where the buy's coming from. Sorry, if I sound a little bit distracted this morning, I've got trucks coming at me, and with their high beam, it's very difficult to see. It's probably a B or C class road that I'm on, and it's very hard to see my side of the road because it's not always marked. So yeah, I would suggest that just think about that, because it's not just me, it's all the agents. We all suffer from the same thing, that we can add value, we can be positive, we can do all the marketing, but buyers still have to buy something worth buying. And it's not just because, you know, I don't know where, you're in the mountains, or you're at the beach, or you're up north, or whatever it is. It still has to make sense. Anyway, 73% auction clearance rate last week. Fantastic. The clearance rates are way up, which is just, we're looking at going all the way through to, I think our last one this year is the 19th of December, next one 30th of January. We're going all the way through to certainly the end of April. It's just going to be an awesome market. Have a wonderful week 40, and I'm pretty sure it's week 40. And don't hold me to that, because it's still only 4 o'clock. Give us a call, 040 297 0217, Brian at brianmcmanusrealestate.com. We're active in Double Bay and all the surrounding suburbs. I know Priscilla's so keen to get into Paddo, and I think it was 1990, I want to say 5, but it might be 1997 or 98 that I sold my first terrace in Paddo, Campbell Street. So yeah, we're excited about that too. Give us a call, give us an email, text, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Generally, I clear everything when I start at 3, so nobody really wants me to talk to them at 3 a.m. But I certainly know at 6 who I'm about to call, and around lunchtime I clear everything. If I'm out of range, so I'm only out of range until about 9 a.m. I think this morning. I'll be in and out, but the text messages get through, and some emails, so periodically. And then all day we're door to door, all day today in Sydney, and we'll be down the south coast tomorrow, heading that way anyway. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.